The recent terrorist attack in Pahalgam, a prominent tourist town in South Kashmir, has once again disrupted the fragile calm in the region. Terrorists killed tourists in Baisaran, known as Mini Switzerland, leaving casualties and reigniting long-standing tensions. The attack has drawn condemnation from across the Kashmir Valley, with civil society groups, political leaders and residents denouncing the violence and expressing solidarity with the victims. However, beyond the valley, the incident has sparked a worrying pattern of retaliation. Reports from various Indian states indicate that Kashmiris living outside the region, particularly students and business owners, are facing targeted harassment. This includes threats, physical intimidation, and in some cases, demands to leave hostels, colleges, or markets. Following the Pahalgam attack, isolated incidents of violence and intimidation against Kashmiri students have been reported in cities such as Lucknow and Chandigarh. Several hostels and universities have witnessed mob intrusions, and social media accounts of Kashmiri youth have been targeted with abusive content. Similarly, Kashmiri traders and small business owners in Indian towns have allegedly been subjected to discriminatory treatment, with some being asked to close shops or vacate premises. While many of these acts have been carried out by fringe elements or miscreants, local police response has been largely muted. As of now, no major arrests or deterrent measures have been confirmed. This raises serious questions about the safety and civil rights of Kashmiris residing in other parts of India, and the tendency to equate an entire community with the actions of a few terrorists.
आज किस तरह से धर्म पूछ करके हिंदुओं के ऊपर अत्याचार हो रहा है, इसको हिंदू समाज बर्दाश्त नहीं करेगा। इसके लिए एक विशेष अभियान का आगाज हो चुका है। कल हम जितने भी इंस्टीट्यूट है उनपे जाएंगे और देखेंगे कितने कश्मीरी स्टूडेंट वहाँ रह रहे हैं, सबको मार मार कर भगाने का कार्य पूरा हिंदू समाज करेगा। जय जय श्री राम। अगर संपूर्ण हिंदू समाज धर्म पूछकर व्यवहार करना शुरू करते या धर्म पूछकर सारे गलत काम इनके साथ करना शुरू करते, देखिए हमारी एक ही लड़ाई है, जब तक ये इस्लाम यहाँ पर रहेगा इस तरह की घटनाएं होती रहेगी। मुसलमान का सीधा टारगेट है, जिस जगह वो ताकत में है, देखिए मुसलमान कश्मीर में ताकत में है तो इस तरह की घटना कर रहा है। जहाँ मुसलमान कमजोर है वहाँ इस तरह की घटना नहीं करता। वहाँ शासन प्रशासन को मैं सभी हिंदू भाइयों से इस वीडियो के माध्यम से ये बात बोलना चाहता हूँ कि कश्मीर में या कहीं भी जहाँ पर जिहादियों को फंडिंग होती हो, आतंकवादी फंडिंग होती हो, वहाँ पर बिल्कुल भी मत जाए। और ना जाने के पीछे की वजह आप सब लोगों ने देख लिया होगा। हम आतंकवाद की क्या पहचान, आतंकवाद की क्या पहचान, कश्मीरी मुल्ला, कश्मीरी मुल्ला, कश्मीरी मुल्ला, कश्मीरी मुल्ला, कश्मीरी मुल्ला, कश्मीरी मुल्ला।
जय हिंदू रक्षा दल। पहलगांव में जो घटना हुई है उससे हमें जो ठेस पहुंची है, उस ठेस का हम कुछ अपने मुंह से बता नहीं सकते और ना अपने शब्दों में उस बात को बयां कर सकते हैं, मगर एक काम कर सकते हैं जो हमें करना आता है, जो सदैव हिंदू रक्षा दल करता है। हिंदू रक्षा दल उत्तराखंड ने ये घोषणा की है कि कल से अगर कोई मुसलमान, शुरुआत हम देहरादून से करेंगे, कोई मुसलमान कश्मीरी हमें देहरादून में मिला तो हम उसका इलाज अवश्य करेंगे। कल 10 बजे से हिंदू रक्षा दल की टीम अपने अपने घरों से निकलेगी और कहीं भी कश्मीरी मुसलमान मिलता है उसका इलाज करेगी। देखिए, हम सरकार के भरोसे कभी तक नहीं बैठेंगे। अब समय आ गया है कि घर से निकले। ये नपुंसकता की जिंदगी हमसे तो जी नहीं जाएगी, ना हम मर पाएंगे, मगर इलाज करने में हम कभी नहीं छोड़ेंगे। कल कोई भी कश्मीरी मुसलमान देहरादून में हमें कहीं भी मिलता है उसका
The concerns of Kashmiri Pandits, who were displaced from their homes in the Kashmir Valley during the insurgency of the 1990s, also remain largely unaddressed. Their demand for safe return and rehabilitation continues to be a significant issue, with many feeling that successive governments have failed to provide adequate solutions. In a notable move, the Jammu and Kashmir administration has instructed Kashmiri Pandit government employees posted in Baramulla and Kupwara districts to work from home. The directive, described as a precautionary step, follows intelligence inputs about possible threats to the minority community. This development echoes the broader security concerns of the Pandit community, many of whom had returned to Kashmir under employment and rehabilitation schemes. Despite assurances of safety, targeted killings in recent years, most notably the murder of renowned pharmacist Makan Lal Bindru in 2021, have left the community on edge. Rather than signaling a move toward reintegration, such work-from-home orders reveal the continuing vulnerability of Pandits in their ancestral homeland. The plight of Kashmiri Pandits remains one of the unresolved dimensions of the Kashmir conflict. Over 3 decades since the mass exodus of the 1990s, many families have yet to return permanently. Those who did return as part of state-sponsored employment schemes often find themselves confined to government colonies with restricted movement and under constant surveillance. The security apparatus remains reactive rather than preventive, and recurring threats have made long-term settlement nearly impossible. Work-from-home advisories, while aimed at safety, underscore the failure to create a secure environment for the minority population in Kashmir. The community's fear is not merely psychological, it is rooted in lived experience and repeated reminders that their safety cannot be guaranteed. The valley has seen multiple attempts at normalcy, including record-breaking tourism seasons, new infrastructure projects, and increased political outreach. However, the periodic recurrence of targeted violence suggests that deeper socio-political issues remain unaddressed. Militant groups continue to exploit local discontent, while a lack of comprehensive political dialogue fuels radicalization. The security-first approach has not been matched with adequate trust-building initiatives, particularly between communities. The repeated cycles of violence followed by retaliation and communal polarization undermine efforts toward lasting peace and development. Implications for India's security and harmony. The aftermath of the Pahalgam attack has once again exposed the fragility of inter-community relations in India. Harassment of Kashmiris in mainland India not only violates their rights, but also risks alienating young citizens who are already grappling with identity and belonging. At the same time, the continued insecurity of Kashmiri Pandits highlights systemic failures in ensuring the rights and safety of vulnerable minorities. If India aims to uphold its pluralistic ideals, both central and state governments must take stronger steps, not only in policing and protection but in building public consensus against hate-driven narratives. The challenge is not just restoring order in Kashmir, it is preventing the normalization of collective blame and fear across the nation.